Zach, Jeff, thanks for joining me.
Hey, Steve,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
having
having
me.
Good to
us.
have you. In the news, a surge in data center development and construction due to artificial intelligence. We're seeing a rush to build hundreds of data centers, especially featuring high power and cooling systems to serve those artificial intelligence servers. Blackstone, for instance, has grown its data center development pipeline to more than 15 billion from only 1 billion 2 years ago. We've got Google and Microsoft. Amazon leasing more than 22.3 gigawatts of capacity in North America this year. That's exceeding last year's record level, according to a Data Center Hawk. That's a research consulting firm. Overall, the industry has 15 gigawatts of new capacity in the planning stages for North America. So just want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on this boom in data center construction we're seeing, and what's kind of becoming its own class almost in commercial real estate.
I don't buy it. I'll be happy to elaborate. I mean, Jeff, you look like you were going to say something, but I'm.
No, I actually, it's not that I'm not too far off where you are. What I was really thinking is, you know, it's kind of like a lot of these articles we do. They kind of push you to the end and not really give you the in between. You know, you're talking about all the 15 gigawatts, special cooling. What about the backup to the backup, like the power that keeps all these things going? Because if they go down, you're screwed.
Well,
Um,
I'm in a little bit different of a place, and I've not personally, well, actually a little bit, but was around building of data centers. I come from a real estate background. My father was a real estate developer. He actually was probably the largest data center developer back in the early 2000s, publicly traded company, etc. This is not something that is new to me, and I've seen this before. And what stands out to me is there was a time that he walked into an office for the CEO of a Fortune 100 company, that I'm not going to name, and they were partners on a data center development deal. And the CEO basically said, "Look, guys, I'm out," and pulled the
Yeah.
company out of the deal and literally turned around and told them, "Look, if you're smart, you're going to get out too." And he said, "Why?" He goes, "We have more data center capacity. We have more fiber that's dark now than we will need for the next 50 years. We don't need to build anymore." We're seeing this again. There's a huge surge, and I agree with it. But one thing that I know about technology, you can pack a lot of technology into a small space, and the computing power gets stronger and stronger, and the amount of space gets smaller and smaller. And I think you're going to find a lot of this stuff gets built, and it's going to get overbuilt.
Yeah, what kind of let me give my agree and disagree theories there. Probably more agree. Partly because those tech companies, they can make those budgets and overnight pull those budgets as soon as they see something. They can be very nimble if they see things not materializing as far as pulling money back and throwing it somewhere else. Uh, and then also, what we've seen in AI so far, it's not enough. I mean, ChatGPT is cool and stuff, and there's the potential. I mean, if we actually do see the paralegal field getting replaced by AI, if we actually do see call centers getting replaced by AI, if we actually do see like self-driving cars, like autonomously, like using the data centers to get, we're not seeing that yet, and a lot of this seems to be based on the belief that it's going to come right on time, and you're going to need all this capacity. But a lot of times things take a little bit longer and a little bit harder to get done than people expect, and human beings turn out to be a little bit harder to replace than people expect. So, I might be with Zach and taking the under on this one also. I do think we eventually get there with AI, uh,
Oh
but
yeah.
probably take the under, and it takes longer than folks expect to get there. Jeff,
That's well
you just
said.
think Zach and I are brilliant? You going to agree with us?
Haha.
No, look, I'm not going to pretend that I'm probably an expert in this field. My comments are based on the fact that all of these take and require a lot of energy, and the backup to the backup is more about you've got to have additional systems in place to get this done, and it costs a lot of money to have a superpower to the superpower backup that's just sitting there.
I'm gonna also agree with that in terms of, even if you need it, if you don't have the energy capacity, it doesn't matter. You can't do it, and you're not going to get there with green. These centers need to be able to work 24/7. If the sun goes down, the wind starts blowing, it's not really useful. And I don't see more nuclear power plants. We're trying to get away from fossil fuels. So I think you've got I think you've got an energy production issue here coupled with this, that if you want to get all just a ton of new centers out, you're going to have to answer also.
Well, I mean, look, just your sheer cost of what most people build them with is concrete, and you're building bomb structures.
Right.
Yeah.
So the under, I think that's a good bet against their bet at this point. I think there's some logistical nightmares that I'm sure that they've thought about and put money into and research to ad nauseum. But from where we're sitting, as the armchair quarterbacks, I can see a lot of this going sideways, and a lot of that has to come together perfectly. That I don't know. Like you said, Steve, humans, we're a little messy. I don't think they're going to pull it off.
Okay, well, we will wait, watch, and we will update, and we'll see how this all goes. I think we're all confident that you're going to see more data centers, just not confident that it's going to come at the rate the optimists out there are forecasting. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All right,
Thanks, Steve.